two other trends that we are currently seeing issues in social class and sports is participation, whether it be athletes or fans. Going over the athletes first, primarily you see those playing in the professional field or more of elite athletic teams are those involved, are those living in upper class societies or in upper class families. And this is because that they're able to afford the team fees, they're able to afford advanced equipment, private lessons, different things like that. And you see this across all sports, whether it's basketball, swimming, baseball. And then you see that these minority groups or those living in lower income families are forced to participate on recreational leagues because either they get financial aid or it's free to them. This can also be like city teams as well. And you'll see different groups and populations within the city. So there might be like a upper class side of the city versus the lower class side, and the recreational leagues will be more geared or located within those lower class sides of the city. And this is primarily, like I said before, because these families are not able to afford those high fees for teams. And this continues to go on into college, where lower income families can't afford to send their children to college, and so they don't get the opportunity to be seen by these professional teams. So if we're looking at basketball, if their son plays really, really good in high school, they may have an opportunity to get a scholarship, go to college, and be able to continue playing. But for the majority of those out there, they may be able to dream really big, but they're not going to get that opportunity because they don't have the funds necessarily to even compare them closely to those who are getting extra help. Looking at fans, you're starting to see more of a segregation gap. So if you go to a sporting game, and I'm going to take the Lakers because I personally understand how much the funds are. You take the Lakers. They're not a well-rounded team currently, so the tickets are a little bit less. But nosebleed seats, which is at the very top level, are still averaging about $60 a seat each game, regardless of who they're playing. And as you get closer to the floor or you get into these luxury seats, these tickets can go up to $300, $500 to even $1,000 at courtside. And that's being very conservative with that pricing. So fans who are of lower class incomes, they can't afford that. So they're either going to opt to watch it at home, which I'm going to get to in a minute, go to different sporting restaurants, bars, instead of attending these games. So if they can't afford it, that's what they're forced to do. But you'll see a lot of different individuals who can afford these higher end price tickets, and you won't see them at restaurants as much. So looking at that kind of segregation. But now we're also seeing a trend as different cable providers and television providers are now becoming a little bit more competitive. You're starting to see professional teams form contracts with them. So if for the Lakers, they're with Time Warner Cable, or at least they were with Time Warner Cable. So those who were able to afford cable, who were able to afford Time Warner, they were able to watch the Laker games. But if you couldn't afford either an upgraded package through, let's say, AT&T, you weren't able to watch it. You would just have to either go to a restaurant or in some sense like that to view these types of games. And if you're even more of a bind for financial means, you're not going to go to a bar or some type of viewing location to watch your favorite sports play on TV because you're restricted in that sense. So we're starting to see how upper class families are the only ones being able to watch their favorite sports team, and lower income families are unfortunately not being able to.